So today I want to talk about easy website refresh. I want to start by telling you a little bit about the shows I grew up on: Brady Bunch, Beverly Hillbillies, MASH. But today, the kind of programming I like are home shows like these. Recently, I found a new one. It's called No Demo Reno. And instead of gutting and starting from scratch, they make a lot of organizational and cosmetic changes that cost less time, cost less money, but make a really big difference. And show after show, I'm always amazed at what a fresh coat of paint, some new flooring, and light fixtures does to transform the look and feel of the space. I remember one episode where the homeowner was in tears when she saw how clean and organized her new closet and office storage looked. "There's so much room," she said. "No more hunting to find the other shoe or rifling through pants that don't fit. Now finally, I'll be able to enjoy working in my office." Well, there's a certain comfort and satisfaction in knowing that there's a system in place and that everything is in its designated spot. For me personally, when things are decluttered and organized, I operate more productively and I feel better. Can anyone relate? So today, I want to talk about some of the ways to refresh your website in a no demo reno style. Although most of what I'm going to talk about pertains to the back end or office area of your website, I'll share a couple of tidbits you can implement on the front end as well. Here's what we're going to cover today: practical steps to remove clutter or dead weight, time-saving systems that will work for us, and make a few cosmetic changes that will benefit visitors. As a result, we'll lighten the website so it'll load faster, proactively dodge some common website issues, and give users a better overall experience, and give us peace of mind knowing that things are in their place and functioning well. Why is that important? Well, your website is basically the facade of your online business. And for some of you, it's the first and only impression someone will have. So if it's slow and not functioning properly, that could drive customers away. So giving visitors a streamlined experience will keep them coming back for more and give you that opportunity to convert them into clients or customers. Just a side note, I work predominantly with WordPress, but a lot of the principles I'll be bringing up will apply to other systems as well. So let's get started. First and foremost, make a backup. If you don't remember anything, remember this: make a backup. Some hosting companies provide daily or weekly backups as part of their package, but you don't want to solely rely on that. Backing up is an important step, and it does take time depending upon the size of your website, but it's a small sacrifice compared to having to redo hours and hours of the work you put in or paying someone big bucks to fix what you broke. My favorite backup plugin is called Updraft Plus. It comes in both a free and premium version. And here's what I like about it: you can have it automatically back up for you. Next, you can save space on your website by sending those backups to the cloud, Dropbox, Google Drive. And lastly, there's a fail-safe feature so that you can set it before you make any changes or you're getting ready to update your plugins or your themes. It will automatically update before you do that. Speaking of themes, these guys can add a lot of extra space on your website as well. And I'm not sure why, but many hosts automatically put these in your website. I've been on a client's site before that had 15 extra themes and they all needed updating. And sometimes I just think it's a mystery where these themes come from. And my theory is that there is a web gremlin that actually does it while we're sleeping. Anyway, what you want to do is you want to remove the themes that are taking up space. You just don't need them. Next, you want to keep the themes that you have updated. Themes that are outdated are a potential security risk. So get rid of those themes, trash them, dump them, just keep the ones that you're using. Next, let's talk about plugins. 9.5 times out of 10, any problem that you're having on your website is because of a plugin. I can guarantee you that. I've been doing this a long time. Issues rise when they're not compatible with the latest version of WordPress. Sometimes there's incompatibilities with your theme. Sometimes it's your PHP version. And sometimes plugins just don't play well in the sandbox with other plugins. And the list goes on. Here's what you can do to avoid some of these potential issues. Well, I missed that. Where did I go here? There we go. Sorry about that. So we want to keep them updated. Outdated plugins are a security risk and can also cause incompatibility issues. Delete the ones you're not using. They take up a lot of space. And replace the ones that aren't supported anymore. And if you're not sure, in the description area by the said plugin, there is something, and you can just click on the link that says view details, and it'll let you know if it's compatible or not with what you're using. Here's a final thought on plugins. Free plugins are great, but you have to really be careful. Sometimes it's best to make an investment for the sake of security and reliability. One of the biggest culprits that adds weight to a website and affects your performance are images. Images can account for 50% of your website's loading time. So let's talk about what we can do to kind of reduce that load and declutter some of those. You want to remove old or unused images. You don't need that 2020 New Year's sale sign anymore. So get rid of that. Go through your media folder and find what you're not using or that's old and get rid of it. Another thing is, and we've all caught ourselves doing this, uploading images. And it's not quite right. So we upload another one and then another one. And before you know it, we've got about 6 or 7 of the same image. Remove those duplicates, declutter and trash those babies. By optimizing your images, you'll gain precious seconds and make your website load faster. There's many different kinds of image compression plugins. You've got Imagify, Short Pixel, Tiny PNG. These are both free and paid. My favorite one is Imagify, and I love it mostly because it converts images to WebP. And WebP generally achieves an average of 30% more compression than JPEGs without the loss of image quality. So in short, it creates smaller, better looking images that make your website load faster for better user experience. Next, I love it because you can revert back to the original if you want, if you don't like how it's been optimized. Next, here's a time saver. You can bulk optimize. And then fourth, what I love is once you've done the big cleanup, every time you upload an image, it automatically optimizes it for you. So as a rule of thumb, you should upload images that are appropriately sized. In the first example, this image is way too big for the placeholder that's there on your website. Don't do that. In the second example, you can see that the size is more close to what the website is needing for that image. Do that. You can size images on programs like Photoshop and Canva, but if you're not a technical or don't have those programs, here's a couple of tips and tricks that you can use. There are a couple of websites, unsplash.com and Pixabay, where you can actually get free images. And when you go to download that free image, you can see there that it gives you an option of different sizes. So if you're not able to get it exactly what you need, you can get it really close and save some of this precious space on your website. If you want to step it up a notch, you can use Shutterstock. They have paid plans, and I personally subscribe to 10 images a month for 29 bucks, and I totally think it's worth it. Here's why. I can keep all of my client images in a collection, so it makes them easy to find, and they don't take up space on my hard drive. The other thing I love is their online editor. It allows you to add text, change colors, and do a lot of other fun things. And there's a ton of standard size options in there, including those for social media, which seem to change every time I go in. And there's also, here's where automation comes in. You can also make custom sizes, which I do. Then I save it, name it for regular use in emails, blog posts, etc. So right now that covers the back end of our refresh. Let's take a look at the front side. Having a secure certificate, an SSL certificate for your website, not only bolsters visitors' confidence that your website is safe to browse, but it's also a contributing factor in how Google ranks your website. Your site needs to be secure, so you need an SSL certificate. If you've got one, you should have a padlock right next to your domain name in your browser. But sometimes issues arrive even though you have an SSL certificate and that padlock is broken or it's missing, but don't fear. You can go to a website called whynopadlock.com, put in your web address, and it will diagnose your issue and point out what is wrong. And if you're not technical and you want to keep it simple, ironically enough, there is a plugin, and I've used this before, called Really Simple SSL. It's easy to install and will fix any security issues that you may have. Again, you have to have an SSL certificate installed for this plugin to work. Next. Many people are searching for businesses from their mobile phone. Anywhere you have a phone number on your website, you need to make it clickable so people on mobile phones can get a hold of you. Here's how you do it. In the back end of your website, in the edit area, you'll type in your number and then click the link, insert edit link button. And when the box pops up, you type in TEL : and your phone number without any spaces or any other characters. Press on the blue accept arrow and then save your page, and boom, you're done. Your phone number is clickable. Someone on a mobile phone can click it and call you right away. So a lot of people like to put YouTube videos on their homepage, which is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it does make the page load a lot slower because of the scripts and size of that embedded video. So here's a trick you can do so that you can have your cake and eat it too, so to speak. Instead of putting your YouTube video directly on your homepage, what you will do is you'll take a small screenshot of that video front and actually add that photo to your homepage and link it to a page where your YouTube video is embedded and set to play. That will save a lot of loading time on your home page. And you can also do that with Google Maps. A lot of times people like their Google Map in the footer so people can see where they are. And that's fine too. I suggest putting an image of the Google Map in there with a link to the actual embedded map that would be on your contact page. So we started at the top of the page and now we're going to end it at the bottom with copyright. One thing I notice on some websites, they've got old copyright information. And when it says something like copyright 2012, I don't have a lot of confidence that the information on that website is going to be relevant. So sometimes I'll just leave because I just don't think it's relevant. And that's probably what clients will do. So this final step is a little bit techy, but worth implementing if you're able. So many website themes actually have a place you can put copyright information. My example here is kind of simple. Hopefully yours is as forthright as this one. So I found this, and what you do is the code looks something like this. And if you're interested, I'll put this code in the link, or you can email me and I'll send you this as well. And what happens is on the front end, this is what happens. And so this is an automation that will keep your copyright year up to date once you add this code. So I want to close with this. And I know what you're thinking. At first glance, I thought he was Will Hankey too. Such a remarkable resemblance. And then I remembered, wait, Will has a beard. This is actually Neil Patel. And something I heard him say a few years ago really sums things up. Several small gains lead to remarkable improvement. Think about that. I hope this helped. And if we have any time